Hey guys, today I will show you step by step how you can easily create this type of presentation. This presentation has clickable elements that will allow you to move from one slide to another. Even if something was forgotten, you can return back to any of the slides in one click. If you think you like it, then let's go. So the first step we'll need to do for our presentation is decide on the background. I will go with a black background for this presentation, and I will make this image as my background. Cut the image or click Ctrl X, go into Format Background, Picture or Texture Fill, and click Clipboard. Now we have the picture as the background, and the next thing we want is to make a little frame for our slide. We create a rectangle of the size of the slide, remove the outline, and duplicate it. Let's change the color of the second rectangle and place it on top of the first one. We will make it a bit smaller, something like this, and let's align it to the center and to the middle. So you can see that we get a nice blue frame here, but it disappears if we move the green rectangle. So to get this frame, we will need first to select the blue rectangle from the back, press Ctrl, click on the green rectangle, go into Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and Subtract. This way it will remove the green rectangle size from the blue rectangle, and that's what's left. So you can see we have a nice little frame here. Next step, we will insert rectangles for each of the topic that we have in the presentation. I will have 6 topics for this presentation. So I need to make sure 6 rectangles like this will fit into my slide. Yep, that's fine. At this point we need just one, and we can even make it a bit bigger. Okay, let's change the color of the frame to this, and let's add one more shape, circle, and by pressing Ctrl Shift you'll be able to add the even circle like this. Let's lock aspect ratio. This way, when we decrease the height, it will decrease the width as well. So looks nice. And let's remove the outline. Let's copy, because this will be used for subtraction now. So the same way, select first the rectangle shape, then by holding Ctrl, select circle, go into Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and Subtract. So now we have a rectangle with rounded side, and we have a circle that fits perfectly in this. Like this. Let's change it to white. Right. Now let's give it a nice look to this rectangle shape. So I will use Shape Effects, go into Preset, and select preset number 2. I won't give it any effect to the circle because it's white and it won't be visible in it. So now let's select and copy. So we have 6 shapes now for 6 topics. Next thing, I'd like to do is to insert icons for each topic to differentiate them. I will choose PowerPoint icons. I will go with 6 random icons from PowerPoint. And let's change the color. And we'll make them a bit smaller so they fit into our circles. Let's see now. Yeah, looks perfect. Okay. And let's select them once again and make a copy of them. The right side, we will use them a bit later. Now, as well, we would like each topic to have a different color. So, to have some nice colors, I'm using some color palettes. I'm using colors.co. They have some nice color combinations. So I will use these 6. And I will make each of the rectangle of gradient fill. So with 2 stops. So I select the first one, it will be the same color, pick it from here. And the same for the second, just for the second color. And we will choose the direction linear down. And for the second stop, I will reduce brightness to 50%. You can see that the bottom line is a bit darker than the top of this rectangle, and I will do the same for each of the rectangle. Okay, so we have our colors done now. We don't need these colors anymore, and we will change the icons colors as well to match the rectangle color. Okay, now what we will do is we will group rectangle, circle, and the icon. So you can either go into shape format, group, and select the option group, or you can select all 3 and hit Ctrl G. We have them all grouped, and let's move them slightly to the left so they don't take much from our presentation. Okay. And let's insert some text. Make sure the text it doesn't fall on the slide, so it's not visible. Okay, so we have our text in place. The first slide will be used as the introduction slide with the title or generic information. And the rest of the slides, we will have 6 more slides with each slide having the information for each of the topic. So let's duplicate our slide. A bit faster, you can press F4. F4 button will allow you to do the same action that you previously done. To repeat the same action, sorry. We won't need the icons on the introduction slide. And here we will need just the icon that matches our slide. So in this case, slide number 2 will be performance slide, slide number 3 will be market slide, and so on. Let's change the color. Something like this. And we will do the same for all the slides. Okay. we're done with this one, and now let's change the color of the frame to match each of the slides. So slide number 2, remember it's performance slide, so let's pick the frame and select the color. Okay, we have the frames colored. So the next step will be to move this shape slightly to in the slide. So again, we select the first rectangle, move it to the right, in the slide, select the text and move it as well. To keep the shape and the text on the line, when moving it, select it and hold Shift. This way, PowerPoint will allow you to move it to the left or to the right and keep the same line. And now on slide number 3, we will move market shape into the slide. So we want them to be on the same line. This is why I will insert the line now and copy it on the remaining of the slides, so we know until where we need to bring the shape. So we move the shape to the right and the text to fit. So we don't need the line anymore. Let's okay, so we have something like this now. What we want to do next is to add the transition and see how it works for us. So we select all the slides, go into transitions, add morph transition, and by default it's set to 2 seconds, but we will reduce it to 0.5. And let's see how it works now. Okay, so when you move from one slide to another, it brings back the previous shape and brings into the slide the shape we are on currently. Now it will be the fun part, because we want to make the links clickable, the shapes clickable, the icons and the rectangles, so we can move through the slides. For example, now we're on slide 7 without going through all the slides until slide number 2. If we want to discuss markets again, we will link the circle and the icons, we will link them directly to slide number 2. So if you're on a specific slide, for example slide number 7, and you want to go back into markets or performance, you will be able to simply click here and that will bring you directly to this one. I will show you how we do that. So to link a specific item from the slide, we select this item, in this case it's the icon, right click on it and select hyperlink. Performance topic is discussed in slide number 2, so we will link it, place in this document and slide number 2. The same we will do for the circle, so it will be easier for us to click. Hyperlink, slide number 2, place in this document, slide number 2, and it shows you the slide. The same we will do for all icons and all circles here, and unfortunately we'll have to do that on all other slides. So I will speed up the video so I don't waste your time here. Okay, so now we have all the links added to our topics. So if you go into the presentation, from the first intro slide, we have the option to click. So moving from any slide to any slide will give us a smooth transition between them. So if anything was missed during the presentation and you want to go back, you don't need to go through each presentation, especially when you have like 10 slides. So being on the last slide, you can go directly from to the first one and review the information. Cool. So we're almost done. The last thing I wanted to do, I have some information ready. I just wanted to add it. And also I will show you how to profit from the morph animation and make all the information and even this transparent element to appear nice in our slide. Okay, so the information now appears just like that. It pops up. There is no animation. There is animation on these elements on the left, but there is no animation here. They simply disappear and appear. To add the animation, what we need to do, because morph transition remembers where these elements come from and where did they go. So for this, the morph transition remembers market and all this was on the left, and when we move to the right, it should be here. So it slightly moves, that creating an animation effect. So that's what we are going to do. We will select our transparent element from the background and all the text and the chart from here, and we will copy it on the first slide. By holding Shift, we will move it out of the slide. If you want, you can move it to the bottom, to the right, to the top. It depends where do you want the information to come from. If you will move it to the right, then when you will move to second slide, the information will come from the right. We will move the information come either from the top or from the right. Let's make it from the right. Okay, we will copy all the information and we will paste it on all the slides except the slide we copied it from. So we will copy it here. Why we're doing it? Because it will keep this animation effect. If we ever move from slide number 4 back to slide number 2, it will remember that on the slide number 4 the elements were here, so it will pull them to the slide from the right side as well. So this is why we copy them. We will do the same action with all the information. Okay, so now we have the information from all the slides copied on the right here. So if we go into presentation again, you see that it nicely brings the information from the right. And if we even skip 3 slides and go slide number 5 or 6, it brings our information nicely. So it removes that information, it removes it back to the right, and from the right it pulls the information we need for the corresponding slide. Depending where you place this information, the animation will look like. If you place it at the top, the animation will look like you're bringing it from the top. If you will place it far from the slide, for example here, it will bring it to the slide with a higher speed. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video and find it useful, please give it a like, comment, share with friends, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.